Just the way Oscar continues to come through, do you feel like you're seeing like something budding in him?
I certainly hope so. I mean, you know, I don't know if we have time to think like that during a game. You're trying so hard to figure out how you're going to win. But, you know, he can take some swings early in the count, and you're like, uh-oh. But then when he gets to 2 strikes, he gets the barrel of the bat to the ball a lot of times. And he did it again tonight.
I mean, does it almost feel like he's growing more than like just a year, you know? Like,
Well, I think they all are. I think every game we play is just more experience for the whole group, myself included.
how emotional was that compared to the other day?
Which other day?
Well, I mean, beating the Rays, and it was so, you know, I mean, just you.
Well,
that was a ringer thing. This was a little different, but you didn't have the
it
same
was.
kind of-
It was. I mean, it was a good ball game. I'm sure it was a fun one to watch. A little bit agonizing, you know, because early on I thought we did such a good job with our at bats, and we didn't have enough to show for it, and we scored up a lot of balls, and they didn't go out, and then theirs did, and you know, so we had to play from behind. But they keep playing. You know, I say that a lot, but they keep playing, and sometimes good stuff happens.
Other questions for Tito? Jason?
Straw obviously had the well-hit ball in the 6th inning that went to second to end that rally. How valuable was it, or how big of a spark was it for him to not only get that single in the 9th to get things going, but to end up on second there?
I'm not sure being on second was all that big just because we were down 2, but getting base runners was huge. Yeah, you're right. He lined out in the 6th, and you know, he squared it up and he hit it right at second baseman. We were just looking for base runners at that point.
And, you know, we talked about the bullpen going in. What did you like about De Los Santos there against the first half of their order, and how big was it for him to get through there and allow you guys to stay close without having to use your big 3?
I mean, the idea was we're trying to keep the game where it is so they have to use their bullpen and we don't go to our guys that we're going to go to when we have a lead. They gave us a chance. I mean, Sam left one pitch that Bader hit, but other than that, they kept it right where it was, and it gave us a chance, and we didn't have to go to those other guys.
Right here on your 4th row on your left, other side.
What did you think of Tristan tonight?
You know, I thought the ball was coming out of his hand really good. With this lineup, when you make a mistake, they can hit it a long way. And the 3 home runs were all mistakes, and it's more glaring because they know what to do with them, and they seem to go a long way.
Other questions for Tito? Not in the back, and then Bradford. Oh, Bradford, you can go.
Terry, you've seen your team do a version of this throughout the season in terms of your offense, putting the ball in play a lot. But, I mean, is there any better example of the rewards for that from what your team did tonight?
Well, it's a pretty good example. And believe me, I wish one of those balls would have gone out. Like Amed hit his ball really well to right. Gonzi hit his ball really well to right. I think on a warmer night, those balls go out, and we would gladly accept that. But rather than putting your head down and pouting, they keep playing, and good things happened.
Back center.
Tito, with Arias tonight, obviously had a lot of success hitting the ball, but what did you think of him at first base? Really didn't notice that it was his first time out there.
No, it wasn't his first time. I mean, in the series. No, he's fine. I thought he played a good game, and he had really good at bats. He also drove a ball to right field that didn't go, but no, I thought he handled himself real well. That was why we played him.
Other questions for Tito? All right, Tito,
You'd
thanks
rather
so
talk
much.
to these guys.
All right, we will get started with Stephen Kwan, and we'll have some other guys looping in shortly as well.
Right.
Stephen, congratulations. Who's got the first question for Stephen? We'll start with Marla and then Jason. Looks like we'll have a quartet of Guardians here. Augie will translate for us. Ahmed and Oscar will join Stephen up on stage. All right, go ahead, Marla.
No, ven ahí. Kwan aquí. Yeah, Kwan, go ahead.
Go ahead, Marla.
Stephen, I'm still going to go with you, but since you were here first. Just what does it feel like to do this again with kind of your style? I mean, killing them with singles, just the way you were rewarded for that.
Yeah, I think it's really rewarding. We obviously have kind of a different style of baseball. To see that succeed and to see that prevail, I think is, like I said, really rewarding for the game. And it just shows that, we're not going to change our game style for anybody. As long as we keep rolling, we can do it.
And for you, one more, just seeing Oscar do this again, I mean, you almost like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy when you kind of expect something like that to happen. I mean, he's always so calm in those positions. He never gets too high or too low, no matter what the count is, no matter what the situation is. He's the same hitter, and I mean, he thrives in those moments. So that's the guy you want in that moment.
And Oscar, just can you take us through that at bat, and did you feel any pressure, or just like, and how it turned out?
Si nos puede escribir un poco cómo fue el turno, si sentiste alguna presión o cómo fue el turno.
No presión alguna, solamente fui en poner la pelota en juego, tratar de darle la maceta y que sea lo que Dios quiera.
No, not any type of pressure, just trying to put the ball in play and get the barrel out and just let whatever God decide to happen.
Fourth row on your left, guys.
Question for Oscar. 5-4, 2 outs, bases loaded. You've always said you've used it because it's a kid's game, but does having SpongeBob SquarePants as your walk-up song just calm you down in a situation like that?
Quizás al tener la canción de Walk Up de Bob Esponja te ayuda a calmarte un poco, relajarte, porque has dicho que es un juego de niños, pero quizás esa canción te ayuda a relajarte de alguna manera.
Creo que sí, cada vez que voy para allá. Primero le doy gracias a Dios y luego cuando ponen la música yo voy cantándolo igual, divirtiéndome. Solamente soy grande, pero tengo la mente de un niño.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I start getting off the deck, I just thank God for another opportunity to get to the plate, but I keep going and I go there singing the song along, because I just keep reminded that I have a big body, but deep inside I feel like a kid.
Who else? Jason?
Question for the group. What was the feeling in the dugout going into that 9th inning, and did Straw's hit kind of perk things up a little bit?
¿Qué se sintió estar en ese cuando comenzó el inning? Y sí, quizás el hit de Straw como que comenzó un poco las cosas.
Bueno, yo estaba sentado con Oscar y nosotros lo anticipamos. Aunque no lo crean, nosotros estuvimos hablando de lo que iba a pasar y básicamente pasó. Es una cosa de loco.
Actually, I was sitting next to Oscar and we were talking, and actually before it happened, we talked about it. It's a crazy thing, but we just thought if Straw gets some base, we're going to get this game turned around.
And, not that you guys all faced Schmidt, but did it help having seen Schmidt on the mound yesterday and kind of knowing what he looks like and how he looks delivery-wise and pitch-wise?
¿Crees que ayudó el hecho de que ayer enfrentaron a Schmidt y lo han visto un poco y era más fácil de poder afrontarlo hoy?
Yo creo que yo no sé, porque yo nunca lo hubiera enfrentado. Primera vez que yo lo enfrento y creo que pasó porque tuvo que pasar.
I mean, I didn't face him, so I didn't know exactly what he was doing, but I think it happened because it was meant to happen.
5 rows back on your left, Bradford.
Stephen, you refer to the style of offense that you guys have used all season and was certainly on display tonight. And of course, a lot of it is your individual skill sets and how you all play the game. But what does a game like this say about your overall mentality and everybody being willing to do what the game gives you and be willing to pass the baton to the next guy?
Yeah, I think that comes from just believing in your teammates. I think if we play selfish baseball, then someone has to feel like they got to win the game by themselves, hit that 3-run homer to win the game. I think just because we love each other and we care for each other, we know that as long as we get the next guy up, someone's going to get the job done. So just unselfish baseball, just moving the chains, and then, yeah, luckily it worked out.
Marla, on your right.
First for Oscar, are you still wearing Sandy's belt, and will he ever get it back?
Está usando la correa de Sandy y si un día la va a retornar.
Sí, sí, yo lo estoy usando y creo que Sandy no lo va a ver más.
Yeah, I'm going to continue using it, and something tells me Sandy's not going to ever see it again.
And for the other two, do you feel like you're seeing Oscar like blossom into a star, like you've got a front row seat for what something could be special?
I played with Oscar in the minors,
Yeah.
from like AZL, Lynchburg. I always saw him hitting really well, so to see him succeeding at this level is nothing new. I'm glad he's getting the attention that he deserves, but I mean, anybody who's kind of come up through the minors in the organization knows that this is what he does on a daily basis, and yeah, I'm glad everybody's starting to realize.
Ahmed, could you answer?
Quizás de alguna manera estás viendo el progreso de Oscar para desarrollarse en una estrella que se está convirtiendo en esta temporada.
Bueno, creo que sí. Yo siempre hablo con él y se lo digo. Él lo sabe, él mismo lo sabe, que tiene tremendo talento. Él no se imagina las habilidades que Dios le ha dado. So, yo creo que él ahora mismo se está divirtiendo y las cosas están saliendo bien.
Yeah, we always talk about that. I feel like he doesn't realize entirely how talented he is and the talents that God has given him. So we always keep talking about it, and it's really nice to see that he's getting the results, but obviously it's very clear the talent that he has.
And Ahmed, could you share anything else that you guys were talking about right before that?
¿Algo más antes de que el noveno viene? ¿Algo más que ustedes estaban hablando? No?
No, nosotros simplemente estábamos hablando de la situación. Así mismo, él estaba hablando. Él me dice, se vayan a la base y yo voy a acabar el juego. Y yo le dije, pero lo vamos a acabar antes. Él me dijo, no, yo lo voy a acabar el juego.
Yeah, no, we're just kind of the same mentality, but I was telling him we're going to load up the bases and then we're going to win the game. And he was like, no, before. I'm going to finish the game. I'm going to win the game.
Go to Sierra and then Stephanie.
Oscar, your 3 go-ahead hits in the 9th inning or later are now tied for the most in postseason history. The other player you tied was David Ortiz, who did it in 2004. What does that mean to you?
¿Qué significa para ti que tienes un récord personal de RBIs en el noveno o más en postemporada? La otra persona que tiene ese récord es David Ortiz.
Creo que estoy agradecido con Dios. No sabía eso y creo que es algo increíble y más que de un patriota, ¿no? Creo que súper increíble.
It's incredible. I didn't know about that stat, and I just thank God for that. And what makes it more special is because it's from another fellow countryman.
We'll go in the back corner, Stephanie.
Sorry if this has already been asked, I just got here, but for all 3 of you, what were you guys thinking as you saw Oscar's hit?
¿Qué es lo que vieron, la reacción cuando Oscar dio el batazo?
Bueno, yo estaba en segunda, yo no vi mucho, me mandaron un bajón, entonces eso hay que preguntárselo a ni a Kwan, yo creo, porque él estaba en la base también.
I mean, I was in second base, so I didn't have much time to think. I just was trying to make sure I get to home. Maybe you can ask Kwan, because he also was on the bases too.
I mean, I have the same answer. I just want to make sure I touched home plate. No shenanigans. Just make sure you touch home and then tell him to slide on the throw coming in.
Anything else for the
Oscar?
group? No, go ahead, Stephanie.
Oscar, can you answer too? What were you thinking?
¿Qué sentiste el momento cuando el batazo salió, cuando se desarrolló la jugada?
Cuando yo vi que ese batazo salió, yo lo que esperaba que a mí anote para seguir celebrando con el equipo.
The only thing I was just waiting for Ahmed to score so I could be able to join the guys and celebrate.
Other questions for the group? All right, congratulations, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
Thank you.